More Idaho kids in the LGBTQ community are calling a national organization's crisis hotline for help. And the organization's leaders say the numbers jumped when the legislative session started. Our Abby Davis looked into this issue. Abby, walk us through what's happening.
Well, Morgan, it's not just Idaho. The Rainbow Youth Project says calls from other Republican states are increasing too. I talked to a high school student who says she's not surprised.
It's been 538 and then Senate Bill 1362.
Junior Liliana Rauer commutes from Eagle to Boise for school.
I feel much more welcomed here at Boise High, and it really reflects with the student body. Like, I have had no issues with students who do not respect me because of I use a different name and pronouns than I was assigned at birth.
But Rauer says decisions made at the Capitol just a few blocks away are impacting her mental health.
I personally feel much more unsafe during these few months when the legislative session is underway because the fact that the government is putting out bills that directly target me and my community.
We are seeing an increase in calls from Idaho young people all across the state.
Rainbow Youth Project is a national organization offering free counseling to LGBTQ kids and teens. Executive Director Lance Preston says normally they get about 100 calls per month from Idaho kids and their parents.
We're currently seeing well over 200.
Preston mainly blames lawmakers.
There's always several factors included, but I do have to say the majority of these callers are mentioning political rhetoric or anti-trans political rhetoric specifically as part of the reason for their need to reach out for support.
I think we've had over 20 bills this session that target LGBTQ people in Idaho,
including a bill keeping public school employees from calling minor students names or pronouns inconsistent with their biological sex without parental permission.
It just means it's no longer mandatory. It's not going to be compelled or bullied.
Another would ban public funds for gender-affirming surgeries or medical treatments.
Young people feel bullied by their government. They feel that their government wants to legislate them out of existence.
I reached out to several sponsors behind bills related to the LGBTQ community, but did not hear back.
I have missed school a couple times to go testify at the Capitol building for some of the bills. And I've been writing emails to senators, I've been calling senators and representatives.
Rauer says she's exhausted from not being heard.
I just want to be a student and live my life, but it feels like because of all these bills, I'm not able to, and I have to be the voice and I have to be out there fighting.
As I mentioned, lawmakers sponsoring some of the bills about the LGBTQ community did not get back to me today, but the Idaho Family Policy Center did send me a statement they lobby for and help write bills. President Blaine Consati says they have compassion for people struggling with same-sex attraction or gender confusion, but don't think there are any bills targeting the community. That was what he emailed me. He said legislation that affirms reasonable and oftentimes easily observable distinctions between the two biological sexes isn't discriminatory, as federal and state courts have recognized for centuries. He continued saying, as elites in our culture become increasingly confused about sexuality and gender, it becomes all the more necessary for sound public policy that affirms what used to be considered common sense. Morgan.
Okay, so Consati saying that some of these bills that they lobby for are not targeted toward these communities.
Correct, yes.
Okay, Abby, thank you.